first match is going to be Arneej's a little bit of a mid-range hunter, I think, with Arden's Horse Rider and Infested Dwarf, but Nair's playing the Tempo Mage, and Tempo Mage should be favored against the hunter, especially when you're on the coin and draw a hand like Nair does, with almost everything you're looking for as a Tempo Mage. Even playing that Water Elemental. Water Elemental can actually be really good against the hunter to deny the Eagle Horn bow charges. So.
Yeah, and he was probably expecting a lot of weapon classes with his the right call here, because a lot of people are bringing warrior and hunters, so and also the rogue.
It's also pretty good against the druid, actually, since it can deny the hero power for druid, and most of the times druid has a Wrath or a Living Roots for 3 or 2 damage, and they miss 1 damage to kill off a minion, and then they just use the hero power to finish it off, the same as the ping for mage. But the ping of mage cannot be denied by a water ally, but the druid hero power actually can be denied by that.
Mm-hmm. So this is a pretty awkward turn for Nair here, because he doesn't have a whole lot to play. He might just drop down his Cult Sorcerer here and save that Flamemaker coin missiles for the next turn.
Yeah, that's definitely the play. You just drop down the Cult Sorcerer here, checking the secret first, of course. Cult Sorcerer just gonna get played, but Arne has a pretty good hand now. He can make a little bit of a comeback with that Eagle Horn bow, but he can do 2 things. He can use the Eagle Horn bow to kill off that Cult Sorcerer, but he can also decide to Eagle Horn bow the Mana Worm and trade off the Secret Keeper into the Cult Sorcerer to make a full board clear. But
yeah, true. I like just Eagle Horning bow on the Cult Sorcerer here. Might be a bit more greedy, but your opponent didn't have Frostbolt last turn, so why wouldn't?
Yeah, and there's also a really big chance Nair is gonna play some spells now. Maybe like he saw him holding onto the coin, and turn 3 can be that turn that the Flamewaker coin spell is coming out. And Nair needs some really good juggles here, especially with that Catrick coming out, getting 2 extra health on the board for Arne. So those juggles will be not that great anymore to kill off that Secret Keeper.
Like, it's 3 from the missiles, 2 from the coin, and then an extra 2 from the missiles. So it's a lot of juggles, 7 juggles. So
and also some extra damage from the Mana Worm, of course. Like the Mana Worm is getting buffed too, and that can even make a value trade on the Secret Keeper when the Harpy missiles come out. But those juggles all go in phase here.
Yeah, he could actually just bump in his Mana Worm here, just to guarantee him clearing, or well, not guarantee, but make it very likely to clear off both Secret Keeper and the Catrick. The cat in a hat, actually, from Catrick. So
let's see what Nair's gonna do. He's definitely doubting that play now. Are they gonna Smork, or are they gonna remove 1 Smork, 2 Smork? And he needs double. Oh man, this is so unfortunate for Nair. All those juggles going full face here. Oh wait, and he can even. What can you do here? Wait a sec. What if you just kill command the minion? Yeah, but then the minion would probably just get pinged off.
Yeah, I like just developing the only Grandmother here. It could actually also have used Quick Shot just to save some life.
You're getting pretty low at this point, and Tempo Mage has the ability to completely burst you down.
Yeah.
Ooh. Perfect answer here for that Water Alley. You can just kill command the minion, trade it away. You're 1-1, get even a bigger minion on the board, and just hero power the face. And next turn, that High Main is coming out, and there's no direct answer for Nair, since he probably has to play and skip his turn with some card draw. He's gonna get a lot of damage. He has to find something here.
Well, there is a Fireball, but not really play here for Nair, so he's going to need to pick up like a Frostbolt or an Arcane Blast, and gets the Frostbolt. You Frostbolt here, right? Just to play around Howmaster.
You definitely Frostbolt, yeah, 100%. He's maybe thinking about saving it for the Flamewaker, but you cannot really take any more damage here. And you know turn 6 can be a Savannah High Main play. But the problem now for Nair is when you play that Faceless Summoner, you're gonna take so much damage. he doesn't have the answer for that high main.
True. So let's see what Faceless Summoner rolls here, because this is pretty important for you as well. Gets a 3-3, not too bad, but
pretty average. What is Barnes gonna do here? What is your play here? How many damage do you have? You have 9, 14, 17, 19 damage.
you have
But I
10.
think kill commoning the minion here. Play the Barnes. And play it a little bit more safe. Like, it's so hard for the Tempo Mage to deal with that high main. So if you keep removing everything on the board, that high main is probably gonna get another attack. So the damage. Oh wow, he's getting.
Oh, it gets a Ragnaros. Wow, that's brutal for Nier. So
Oh man, that's game
and
over instantly.
pretty much, yeah. I'm not sure how Nier gets out of this one. And Arneej knows that he got really lucky there with the Rag.
That's insane. Especially when he went for the full board clear and the safe play. Arneej and his Ragnaros. Oh man.
Because now he needs to remove the Rag and make sure the Savannah doesn't hit his face, so...
It's not possible, I think.
No.
Flamewaker.
It's probably nothing in his deck, right? Maybe...
Some insane missiles.
Well, he could have actually gone for Arcane Intellect into Frostbolts and Pink, but that just stalls the game. So, yeah.
Can we say well done by Arneej for this game? Or do
Well,
we have to say
I'm
well
not
done
sure.
for Drag?
Well done, Barnes, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was already looking pretty favored for Arneej, though. He had to high main on boards, and but well, Arneej just speeded the entire game up with rolling that Ragnaros from Barnes.
Like, even though when there was no Ragnaros out of the Barnes, I still think he would have taken the game there, since he was so far ahead, and Nier was almost dying there too. And this is a matchup that was favorite for Tempo Mage a long time, but I spoke to Crane today on his stream, and he said that Druid is actually really favored now against Tempo Mage. At least the Malygos Druid. I'm not sure what Arneej is playing here.
Yeah, before Tempo Mage was using, Druid actually was running a lot of combo spells such as Savage Roar and Force of Nature, which weren't really that great for Tempo Mage. But nowadays, your spells can also be used as removal, like more efficiently, and also synergize better with Arcane Giants. So it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, your late game is a little bit stronger, but your early game is also stronger, since those Moonfires with Azure Drake can deal so good with important minions of the Tempo Mage. You can even Moonfire Hero Power 3-2, but later on in the game you can go for spell damage Moonfire to destroy those minions.
In the meantime, wow, look at this hand from Arneej. Wild Growth, Innervade, and a coin. And a Nourish as well. I mean, this hand is crazy from Arneej. So much ramp. Yeah. If he finds like a large creature, like this could be game over already.
Yeah, I even think you don't go for ramp with the Nourish. I think you just go draw next turn.
Yeah.
Ooh, this can be really scary for Arneej. Can you go for draw here? I even think you have to swipe Moonfire here. Otherwise, those apprentices can do a lot of damage. What if Flamewaker is gonna get played next turn with maybe an Arcane Intellect, a bunch of spells? You're gonna get punished by it so hard when you don't remove the minions here.
Because Frostbolt is free. Well, Arcane Missiles is always free. But yeah, I like your line of just removing the threats. I mean,
yeah, and you can even decide to go for Wrath, Moonfire Hero Power is also a possibility, and save and hold on for the swipe. Like, swipe can have a lot of extra value later on to kill off a Flamewaker with mirror images on the board or an Azure Drake, and don't bump your Hero Power into that. So I think you just go for the Raw of Moonfire here. You can fill up your hand next turn anyway with the Nourish, so you don't really have to be afraid of running out of cards by doing this play. And it's still 1-for-1, like the Raw is a 1-for-1 and the Moonfire is also a 1-for-1. So you're not getting behind on cards here.
True. And usually turn 4 for the mage isn't all that great. Doesn't have a lot of good creatures to play then.
Yeah, this is exactly what we were talking about. That Arcane Intellect would have been crazy with that double Sorcerer Apprentice on the field. Yeah, so Nier just can only play his Arcane Intellect here. He's waiting a little bit longer just to maybe sign to Arneej that he has other plays in his hand. But an Arcane Intellect is coming out 100% here. But the thing is, then Arneej can draw 3 extra cards with double Innervate in hand on an empty board, so he doesn't lose any tempo by drawing there. And his late game is definitely gonna be a lot better than Near's late game.
So I'm not sure what Near is waiting for. Maybe he just went to grab a drink or something. Hopefully he didn't DC because he's taking a long time. Okay, there we see the Arcane Intellect.
That water element. Oh,
and another Innervate. So you can definitely draw here. Yeah, I mean, there's no other option.
You can even play a 7-drop. If Age of War comes out now, you can actually play that.
Yeah,
you can double
play
Innervate.
Yeah, he can actually play the Giant here for sure.
Double Innervate, coin, Giant into Living Root. A Living Roots Giant. Or do you want to hold on for the Living Roots for damage? Like, you have the Malagos in your deck?
Yeah, I don't think you want to use that. I think innovating out the Giant is just fine here.
You can also go for Maya Keeper.
8-8 or or 3-3? I don't know, man. I like the 8-8 a lot more.
What if you go Living Roots, Hero Power? Well, I think you want to hold on for the Living Roots for later on in the game.
Tempo Mage runs a lot of creatures you want to remove, so holding on to that Living Roots. It gets Arcane Missile away, it gets Flame Maker pinged away, so I like holding on to his spells here. So dropping out 8-8, and how is Mage going to deal with this? I mean, doesn't exactly...
Fireball missiles and hope that the Juggles will hit the Giant. But if the Juggles don't hit the Giant, you're gonna get punished for it so ridiculously hard. Ooh, good pick up there.
So,
Difficult choice here. What do you value more, the Feral Rage or the Swipe? I think holding on to the Swipe.
No, I would have liked to see the Feral Rage there. I think it was
yeah, the same. I was also the same. Like, why did he use the Swipe? Since the Feral Rage can now deal with the Azure Drake, and Swipe is so much better to deal with, like a Flame Waker behind the mirror images.
Oh, and he gets the Flame Maker here, so he can start going off here. This can combine 3 spells with it. So probably Flame Maker.
12 Juggles and 2 direct damage. So it's 14 damage total, and there is 13 damage on the board. So there's a really big chance you're not gonna deal with everything.
But at least you get to... At least you get a bit of damage into the Giants, which you can maybe Firelance Portal next turn. So you have to go for it here. I mean,
definitely, yeah. It's a really good player, and if you do find a way of dealing with the 3/3 and the 2/2, and only the Arcane Giant survives, the next couple of turns are gonna be insanely good for Nier with the Firelance Portal, and especially that Dragon Rolls the Fire Lord. Arneej has to find his Malagos soon to deal with that. Going for it. Playing it really safe here. Could have gone completely mad with it.
Well, he can still go for it next turn. So, yeah.
I had a lot of ramp, but didn't find minions. Maybe better could have gone for a minion with his Raven Idol instead of going for a spell, since he already had the Wild Growth and the Innervates.
Well, he's still dealing a bunch of damage here. I mean, that's 6 burst damage in his hand, so 7 with the hero power.
There's still a chance the Malagos is coming out soon. So what is Arneej gonna do here? Is he gonna use the Wild Growth to ramp up? I don't think so. I think you want to hold on to the Wild Growth later on in the game to get your extra card draw.
And there's not actually something to ramp up to unless you're it's only Malagos or maybe Yawk that you get to play sooner if he even runs that card. But
we see Yawk making a small comeback in the Druid decks, since it can still be your comeback play against a lot of things. But in all the other decks, it's pretty much gone right now. Even though in Tempo Mage they don't run it anymore. Since you don't want to draw all those cards and get in fatigue earlier than your opponent, since Tempo Mages, those matches are taking way longer than before.
So, is this an Azure Drake play with double missiles, 6 damage spread.
Yeah, you could do that, but I think the Flame Waker was even better since the Flame Waker is 5 damage, 5 juggles, and you can even use the hero power with that to maybe ping off.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Really good pickup here.
Yeah, but now you're sad you didn't use the Wildgrove last turn, since then you could have played Pharaoh Rage Sylvanas. And now you have to sacrifice your minion and play Sylvanas on an empty board. It's gonna get Firelands portals so hard.
I have no time
Wait, how does this interaction work then? If say there's an empty Sylvanas,
He's just going smart. Yeah, that's really smart of Arneej. Since now he forces Nair to trade in the Azure Drake into the Windrunner. And Arneej is getting pretty close to lethal actually with 6 damage burst in hand and the hero power is 7. So if he finds another 4 with a swipe or another Pharaoh Rage, he will actually win this game.
Or just a few hero powers can actually already win him the game.
Oh, wait a sec. Is this lethal for Arneej? 6, 7, 8, 11 damage. This is lethal for Arneej. Wow.
So Arneej closed out game number 2. Pretty close though. Was running low on cards for a while there. He's got a lot of ramp in Yurla. So Dali's only win left for... he only needs one more win with his Rogue. So...
there were some questionable plays though from the Tempo Mage side. I think he would have, if he went for the Flame Waker way earlier, he forced Arneej to deal with the Flame Waker and remove maybe the Pharaoh Rage out of the hand to reduce the burst damage. But I don't know.
Joe, but probably Nair had his own game plan. But well, Drew just ramping up really fast is extremely hard to deal with. And
how are you gonna beat the triple Innervate? It's pretty hard though.
And Arneej is not bringing the Valias, he's bringing the Questing Rogue. So surprising to see how this is going to match up versus the Tempo Mage. I mean, usually Tempo Mage is pretty favored in this one.
Yeah, I think so too. Rogue is a pretty slow starter, and if they take a lot of damage early on, Nair can just wait for his burn spells and just slam those fireballs in the face of Arneej. But Arneej, look at his hand.
Yeah, that's really good. Getting double backstab can just stop anything in the early game, and also the SI.
Oh man.
So just backstab here, hero power. You don't have to worry about anything. Just the only thing Arneej doesn't want to have here is like getting a bunch of spells or like bad spells like Cold Blood in his hand.
Well, this is gonna be pretty awkward though for Arneej. What is he gonna do here? Do you go for Swashburglar here? Or do you just backstab SI? It makes sense to backstab SI, but that combo is so nice to do on multiple minions. Yeah, Arneej is pretty greedy here. Maybe he's thinking, yeah, I want to save that combo when he goes for Flame Waker, backstab SI that Flame Waker. But Swashburglar can get actually quite some good cards, since I think Mage is by far the best classic cards, am I right?
Yeah, sure.
At least the class cards.
This way he still gets to play a Swashburglar. And maybe he can pick up a combo here. Oh. Or is he holding on to it for the SI? Okay. But I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure how effective this is going to be because Mage doesn't have that many 2 health minions anymore now. So Swashburglar here.
Pretty hard turn. Oh, he's getting a Water Alley. Pretty good one actually.
He's probably going to hero power this just to make sure that he can hero power it again next turn. Because he really wants to kill that thing.
Yeah, Nair has a really good turn 5 and 6. If he holds on to the coin here, the double face of Summer is so hard to deal with for Arneej. He doesn't have the Shadow Strikes, etc. Do we just fireball the 3/3 here? Hope the Juggle will hit.
I mean,
yeah, it's pretty bad, but your following turns are ridiculously strong, and if you leave the minions up now, and you just play your Sorcerer's Apprentice, there's a big chance you give up all your tempo you build up at this point.
What about just leaving the 1/1 up? You just bump him,
Oh
the
yeah.
flame maker into the tree, ping it away, and just pass your turn. This way you still get to.
Apprentice. You could even play Apprentice
Yeah.
if you go for that line of play. And the Apprentice deals pretty good with the current state of the board.
Okay, he's going for the fireball, so he's going to need to win this one. But still, this just gets hero powered.
Yeah, I think the play with the trading ping Apprentice was actually better, yeah. Since the Flamewaker was gonna die 100% anyway. Yeah, makes sense what you say, yeah.
So, coin, Faceless Summoner.
Yeah, Nier can just curve out, like... You can just go for double Faceless Summoner into... wow, pretty scary one.
Yeah. Especially with that spell power on board, but... Is it good enough though? I mean, not really any targets you want to sap here. Maybe the tree, but so you're leaving a 5/5 on board. So
what if you just go Water Elemental and sap the 5/5, trade away the 3/3, and then next turn you can go for a Gadget on, like Gadget on, perhaps Fan of Knives, Cold Blood, go for a lot of damage to the face, draw a bunch of cards.
yeah,
Water Elemental is also one of those cards. It's getting out of the Flame Strike combo.
Yeah, and this way you force your opponent to ping the Azure Drake, or just play 5/5 into 4/1 Azure
Wait a
Drake.
sec. What if Arneej just prep Fence here, plays Hero Power, trade away the 3/3, and trade away the Drake into the Faceless Summoner. We'll also play there. But I really like this one.
Yeah, I think this is the better line overall because you want to cycle a bit with Auctioneer here.
And the thing is, your Drake is 4/1 now.
Mm-hmm.
If Nair decides to ping it off, you actually can play Gadgets and Auctioneer on empty board. So that's amazing.
Well, he picked up the Water Elemental, so he still has a reasonable play here. Just, I think you go for it though.
Yeah, makes sense.
But now we're going to see the Auctioneer come down probably.
Oh man. There we go.
So let's get some deals in. So Auctioneer, Cold Blood to start things off.
Go block on the Water Alley. That's gonna be. Do you trade or do you just go face there? It really depends on what you draw. Oh,
I think you might just end up going face here.
Yeah, definitely.
Or Sap. Well, Sap is really good as well.
Yeah, but if you sap, you cannot play or conceal here.
Yeah, concealing is just better.
Yeah, if you just conceal and there's no Flame Strike on the side of Nair, you can draw next turn a bunch of cards. And even if he Flame Strikes here, it's not that great since there's still that 7/2 Water Elemental on the board, dealing 7 damage to the face again. And we know from Rogue, especially with that Cold Blood version, there's so much damage.
True.
And maybe even Arneej finds another burst spell with that Swash Burglar. Also a pretty good pickup here.
Yeah, you can go for the Swash Burglar, Azure Drake, and the Sap.
Yeah, Sap is really good at this point. You saw already one Flame Strike, so your board is pretty safe. And we see in the hand of Nair a bunch of clunky minions with a double Faceless Summoner and the Firelands Portal. Not really useful at this point.
I mean, the Firelands Portal is going to be pretty good because he can Firelands Portal and Arcane Blast to 7/2. So
look at this.
This is the Arneej is going in. So pumping 11 damage.
But Nair has a really good answer for it. He has the Firelands Portal, Arcane Blast. Perfect board clear. And now he just hopes that he gets a really good minion out of it. There's a slight chance. Oh, what? Oh, yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get a free sorcerer in, or get a discount from the sorcerer.
Or 5. Too bad the Battle Cry didn't went off for Nair. No heal for him.
Indeed. Oh, and let's see if Arneej picks up a Pyroblast here. Could then end things pretty fast.
Not doing it. I think you just fan first, right? Or do you just polymorph the minion and then fan?
Yeah.
Like there's 7 damage on the board. You already saw one Fireball, Firelands Portal. So are you actually afraid of dying here? You can even decide to Evis the Dark Skill Healer, and then Hero Power on the Apprentice. And then next turn you can go for gadgets on.
I mean, I like saving the Eviscerate
for damage, yeah.
But it looks like Arneej is going to use it anyway. Maybe he still has Burst left. He still has Leroy left then, and another Eviscerate. So
do they still play Leroy in the Questing Adventure version?
Yeah, some do. I mean, they play double Questing and then Leroy because it's still really good with Cold Blood.
Let's see what Near's deciding to do. Is he just gonna slam down a drag? I think just dragging here is the best play, right? If you hit the face, you set up for lethal. And the Phaser Summoner is probably not gonna give you a taunt or something. And at 1 damage. Is that 1 damage that relevant to kill off with the ping?
No, because you're still dead to Leroy Eviscerate. I mean, like 10 or 11 doesn't really matter that much.
Actually true.
Because Rogue has a dagger. So, no healing from the Faceless Summoner. Never lucky for him.
He needs a weapon now to get some value out of the Orc Grimoire Aspirant. Oh man. Didn't go for Rag.
Yeah, I like playing the Flamemaker here, just for tempo.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the deckhand. What?
Oh man.
So
this game is actually way more close than expected.
Yeah, that's a budget Leroy for you.
You can even go for South Sea deckhand first, and then conceal.
With the Flamemaker on boards? I don't know. Well,
then it was concealed, right?
True.
Or you can just ping it off or trade it if necessary. Or maybe he wants to do hold on. Maybe there are no Cold Bloods left in the deck, so what do you want to combo it? Maybe with an Eviscerate? Yeah, that makes sense, but you have enough space, right? I think he even dropped down the Questing Adventure at this point. Just to have an extra threat on the board. Just
that
to
can soak some Flamemaker hits, maybe?
Also, or maybe even an auto attack. It's gonna be really hard for Arneej to win this one. Really depends on Nair, but Nair doesn't have any burn spells in his hand, so...
He goes for the South Sea deckhand.
Oh wait, he's gonna kill all the
clear it. Okay, so this still leaves Leroy as an out for Arneej. Or if he even plays it, I'm not sure how he's setting up for a win this way. And now Nair can just drop down the Rag. I mean, if it hits the Gadgetson, you're happy. If it hits the face, you're really happy because you just won the game. So.
And this is gonna be it for Nair, right? Like there's no possible out for Arneej to come back in this game, right?
No.
What can he actually draw to win, to come back? Nothing.
Well, he can poly the Rag. That's the start, but
then he's dead on board, right? They're two really good minions. So, in the face, yeah, makes sense. This is gonna be it for Nair.
Yeah.
Oh, not yet, but
it's gonna stall a little bit. So, so Arneej gets to poly the Rag and concede, but he's just gonna concede right away. And Nair takes a much-needed victory against Arneej because Arneej was 2-0 ahead, which makes the score 2-1. And,
but Nair has to reverse sweep on that Rogue, since otherwise he's gonna be out of the tournament, and that's not what we want to see. We don't want to see him 0-4. We want him also 1-3, so he still has a chance to go to the Amsterdam Arena. He is still the Rogue, so we're gonna see a Rogue mirror match, and we have the Druid. And I think the Rogue is actually favored against the Druid, and the Rogue mirror is like a coin toss. I'm not sure what kind of Rogue he plays. There's still a chance he's playing an Enzold Rogue.
Sure.
We'll see. We'll find out
if
soon.
he's playing the Malagos version, then I think Arneej's Rogue is really favored against it because Cold Blood is just a lot faster. And Arneej just has the nuts here. I mean, he has Prep, Edwin, Backstab. You might even keep... Well,
yeah, if you have a hand like this, you can even keep the guy that's on. Even though you rather have your Tomb Pillagers, but this is really good. And keeping Backstab is not even that great in the mirror matchup since... What are you going to backstab?
True. There's not a whole lot to backstab, except for maybe an Asai, which will only come down if you play a minion. So, just going to keep the prep and the Edwin here.
Oh, wow. He's going to be so happy to see that pillager here.
So, if Nier plays like a pillager or something, then Arneej can just go prep sap, coin out his Edwin, or
let's see. But coining out the Tomb Pillager is so ridiculously good, especially in the mirror match, since you can push a lot of damage, and that prep sap. Oh man, like this turn 3 is gonna be coin pillager, and then Nier is gonna counter that probably with his own pillager, and then Arneej can go for prep sap, Edwin, cold blood on the pillager. Oh, he can even pillage, so he can make it even an 8/8. Oh man, that's a lot of damage Nier is gonna take. But you see Nier having the perfect answer for that big Edwin with the sap. So you can even go for like a sap, a Viz to clear everything on the board. And that's the time Nier is probably gonna make his comeback. If you... Nier probably dropping down his SI agent here. Just pressure the board, play that 3/3. And the 3/3 with that weapon charge is actually pretty good to deal with the Tomb Pillager anyway.
Yeah. Pretty much sets up for a counter to Tomb Pillager, unless your opponent has backstab, but
Yeah. So now Arneej is hoping that he's gonna pick up that backstab.
But the thing is, like with Arneej's head, he might like bait out. Yeah, he could actually start baiting out a sap here on his questing, and then just go all in on the Edwin.
How are you gonna do that?
Well, you can play questing, coin conceal here, and then
then it's not gonna get sapped, right?
No, but then you can still prep sap, play your Edwin.
Yeah, and then you have like 2 really good minions on the board.
And then you can even play the cold blood with it. So yeah, so either he saps the questing or either he saps the Edwin, but both minions are getting in damage. So I would really like this play from Arneej.
So let's see what Arneej is going to decide here. Really difficult turn for him. He has so many options, and that's why they say Rogue is one of the hardest classes to play. Since every single turn you have such a different amount of options, and you have to find the best one here.
And he's just gonna go for Tomb Pillager, which is still really good though.
It's pretty fun, right? He was thinking about all the different options with the Edwin and the questing probably, and then just went for the simple Tomb Pillager on curve play.
Coin Tomb Pillager. Started to play, but we'll probably see some big questing or Edwin later on in the game. I'm pretty sure.
The thing is, if Nair decides to just drop down his Tomb Pillager, I'm not sure if he's gonna trade. It makes sense to trade, but if he doesn't trade, Arneej can go for like a questing, prep, sap, conceal play, and set up for insane amount of damages.
But I think Nier just has to trade here because the other plays are so bad. I mean, you don't want to sap that. It only allows you to read dagger. I mean, it's not a very good play. So I think Tomb Pillager here. Bump the SI in, use the dagger.
Yeah, and then you're pretty far ahead since you have tempo, and tempo means everything in this matchup. Who is the first one who's going to deal damage to the face of the opponent to set up for that lethal with Maligos or maybe for a Leroy conceal play?
Nier is always taking a lot of time. I mean, he really wants to consider these turns.
Yeah.
Well, I don't blame him because his tournament's life is pretty much on the line here.
Yeah, if he doesn't win this match, yeah, there's no chance for him to go to that final. And that was the goal of everything here. Oh wow, good pick up there. Conceal. Conceal is so key in this matchup. Oh, and there's also the gadgets on, so...
Yeah, but I think gadgets might not even be played this game. I mean, this game is going to go really fast, really quick. I think this is...
If Arneej went for... Oh wait, he doesn't have Conceal anymore.
No, he still has Prep, he has Sap, he has Cold Blood, Coin, Deadly, and Edwin. He can basically play his entire left side of his hand.
If he still had the conceal here, that would be probably already game.
Yeah, but he had to use it to set up for the questing turn.
Definitely, yeah.
So
Is
the
he
only
going
question
for
is here, are you trading with your Zurich or smirking your way? I like smirking.
Yeah, I think so. If he went for the cold blood here, it's definitely smart. Oh man.
Oh wow, this is going to be so huge for Arneej. 10 damage. I mean, this is going to be 13 damage.
Oh, wait, he's
16
even using
even.
the card.
Yeah, he's just going for a major headwind.
Oh, and the thing is now, the... Oh wait, the eviscerate will still be enough though. So even though when Nier went for the sap, the eviscerate will be enough to deal with the questing adventure. If that was one out of range...
Oh wow, yeah, indeed. So he can sap, eviscerate, and trade his dragon, his Zurich.
It's gonna be really hard for Nier now to win, since he has to skip a turn now, to remove everything. Like he plays sap, evis, trade. But he cannot develop himself. He can just dagger here. And then Arne will just play the Tomb Pillager, go face. And there's no answer for Nier for the Tomb Pillager yet. Oh man, there's...
Yeah, you can just set up lethal here.
Yeah.
I mean...
So you can put him on 6, play the Tomb Pillager Conceal, play the Hero Power next turn, and make it lethal. You know in a rogue list there is no single heal and no single town, so this is gonna be it for Arne. Wow, look at the 2 minions that dealt so many damage. That questing adventure. 39. Oh man.
Yeah, and
this is it.
Yeah, Nier tried to defend himself really well, but I think Arneej just had the better hand here in the mirror. I mean,
definitely.
for sure. If you have prep, coin, and Edwin, I mean, there's not a whole lot your opponent can do with that. And he played his hand correctly though, developing those 2 threats at the same time. So well played by Arneej.
Really well played by Arne. Yeah.